What's up, guys? I'm Chris, and today you're watching a magic review on the No Choice Wallet by Tony Miller and Mark Mason. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Watching the subscriber count and the views go up really motivates me to put out more content than I had originally planned to, and that's been the case. Also, like the video, comment on any questions that you may have about the product I'm reviewing or things that you'd like to see reviewed in the future, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss a video or a review. What is the No Choice Wallet? The No Choice Wallet is a very minimalist wallet that I probably wouldn't use as a wallet, but this is a utility device with more functions and capabilities than first meet the eye. This can be used as presented by Mark Mason in a specific routine that he's created. This is also a switching device, a peak device, a forcing device, and a multiple outs device. This is $60, and what you get, the packaging, it's a hard shell box. Inside is the wallet and a video tutorial. The quality on this is exceptional. If you are familiar with magic wallets or you own magic wallets, then you have probably heard the name Tony Miller or Anthony Miller. He creates high quality wallets that are all very good at what they do. So the quality on this, yeah, it's real leather. All the stitching is really good. You have a money clip on the back that's magnetic. Nice strong magnet. I'll give you a close up here. So yeah, the quality is next to none. Like, Anthony does a very good job with all of his wallets, all of his products. Let's talk about the tutorial. So on the tutorial, you're going to get 5 sections. There is the routine taught by Mark Mason, which I would recommend watching the trailer so you can really see how that's presented, but I will give a quick overview and explain how the presentation is. You introduce your wallet and you explain, like, I use it, and I use basically the same pattern that Mark does, in that, you show the no choice wording, and you go to explain that you're going to do the opposite. You're going to give them 100% free choice. So you spread out a deck of cards. They select any card. There's absolutely no forces or anything like that. It's 100% free choice. You take that card and you isolate it in the wallet, which looks like this. So the card goes in the wallet and that is placed down. And then you show that on the back you have a prediction, which for me, I use a bill because it's a money clip. It makes sense, but this can be a piece of paper, this can be a billet, a business card, whatever. But you have your prediction. They take the prediction out and they read it. The prediction in this case says you will pick the 10 of clubs. Okay, and after they read that prediction, you remove the card that's been isolated, which is of course the 10 of clubs. That gets a good reaction on its own. Now sometimes people tend to jump ahead and think, well, maybe all the cards are 10 of clubs, right? But it actually gets better, because the kicker ending, you explain that from the beginning they really did have no choice. They were destined to select that card, because when you turn over the spread, all the other cards are completely blank. Next in the tutorial, they go over the basic handling and features of the wallet. Then you have Tony Miller's signed card to wallet routine. Now this is probably the most unique and fair card to wallet routine that I've ever seen. With other card to wallets, the card disappears at some point, whether it is palmed or it disappears somehow from the deck. The card is out of sight at some point. Where with this, both the wallet and the card stay in view the entire time. It starts off by you introducing the wallet. You already have a card in the wallet, okay? And then they select a card, they sign it, get them to sign it, because that's going to make this so much stronger. And in the end, with the cards out and the wallet out, their signed card ends up being the card that's been in this wallet the entire time. Nothing's gone out of view, nothing's gone out of sight, there's nothing suspicious or fishy about this. it seems completely impossible. So this card to wallet is extremely unique, and that is something that can be performed with this wallet and this wallet alone. Next, you have a full surface peak. So this can be used as a peak wallet. The nice thing about this is that you can get your peak right in front of your spectator. You get the full peak completely open. They can be staring at the wallet as you get this peak. I can't say much more, but when you watch the tutorial, that will make sense. Last, you have a routine that was created by David from Unbiased Magic Reviews called the Dummy Billet routine, and that basically is a way of switching things out that looks super fair and super clean. And another note, I did mention that this is a multiple outs wallet as well, and a forcing wallet. You know, you can force cards or you can force things with this very, very easily. But back to the multiple outs, as it comes, you have a wallet that can serve as 3 different outs. I'm not going to show another part of the wallet just because that would expose the method and things like that. But what I do want to say is that if you contact Tony directly, he does sell additional sleeves. Difficulty level. So to perform Mark's routine, the difficulty is extremely easy. The wallet does all the work for you. The method is brilliant. There is one move. It's not really a sleight. It's not something that you really need to put a lot of work or practice into. Like, obviously, practice ahead of time, but the misdirection is so strong that it goes completely unnoticed, and it's nothing difficult by any means. So the difficulty on that, it's very easy to perform. And for the reactions you get and how strong this is, it's highly, highly recommended. Next is Tony's routine, the sign card to wallet. That is a bit more advanced. Again, it doesn't really use any sleights. You just kind of have to watch angles and how you're presenting this. So again, not too hard, not for what it is. It's worth learning for sure, practicing, getting down. I guess rather than going more into difficulty on certain things, I'll go into angles because that will kind of tie into the difficulty on certain things like the peak. So the angles on this, really good for the most part. And again, it differs from what you're using it for and what routine you're doing. So the main routine that's presented by Mark, the angles are really good. I've pretty much done this surrounded just because of the misdirection being so strong. But ultimately, you are going to ditch something. So that's where you're going to want to watch your angles. With Tony's sign card to wallet, you don't want anybody behind you or kind of, you know, it's okay to have to the sides, but more front to the sides, which isn't really an issue. The surface peak, you're peaking something, so you don't want anybody behind you. That's fairly obvious. Overall, angles on this are really good. Your angles are pretty much covered in most situations, so overall, they're good. Setup and reset, I guess it's depending on what you're doing. Obviously, if you're doing like a multiple outs, you're going to have to set things up. There's no hard setup by any means, and if you're doing the no choice routine, it's kind of a one-time setup. The reset is pretty much instant. You just have to switch something out, and it takes a few seconds. There are no arts and crafts. This is ready to use out of the box. Can it be inspected? Yes, it can. Almost every time, if not every time, you're going to end completely clean to where this is your ending. So they can handle the wallet, they can inspect it. Pocket space, like I said, this is a minimalist wallet. It's thin. With the gimmick, it's going to be a tiny bit thicker than this, not much. This is in comparison to my shadow wallet. You know, so it's thin. It's not going to take up much space in your pocket at all, like maybe with the gimmick like that. So pocket space is really good. Is this a worker? This is definitely, it's always been a worker for me. I love performing with this wallet. It's compact. It has a huge reaction. It can be done at a table. It can be done standing. It can be done strolling. If you're doing the no choice routine, if you're not seated or at a table, you obviously can't spread the cards, but you can fan them out, whatever. However you would normally do a select a card. 100% a worker. I use this a ton. It's one of my go-to effects. if I'm performing for people, or if I haven't performed in a while and I might be a little bit out of practice, I go to this because it's super easy to do and the wallet does the work for you. Pros and cons, you know, at first when you get this, you're not going to see all the capabilities that are available with this wallet. Once you watch the tutorial and play around with it, you'll come up with your own things. I came up with a number of things on my own which weren't original as it turned out, but I mean, it got the gears moving. There's so much more to this than what first meets the eye. Other pro, it's extremely well made. I can't see this thing ever falling apart. This gets carried around in my pocket if I know I'm performing. Not an everyday carry, but it's always with me in one way or another in like a close-up bag that I carry. If I know I'm performing, it's in my pocket. I'm sure this is gonna last me forever. And negatives, the only thing maybe being is that it is labeled as a wallet, which it is, but some people might see that you can't really carry much else with it, right? This is a strong magnet, so I mean, you could carry more than just a single bill in here. And you could carry cards behind this. There is space, but I think that this wallet is designed to be used in magic performances only, not as an everyday carry. Some people may call that a negative, but for me, I wasn't buying it as an everyday carry, and I think to anybody who, they're not gonna buy this for an everyday wallet. I was surprisingly pleased with what I came to find out that this wallet could do. It exceeded things that I was expecting. I guess the one thing I forgot was I did mention the price. Is it worth your money? I think that goes without saying. $60, real leather, exceptional craftsmanship, and then all the capabilities that this has. Yeah, $60, completely worth it in my opinion. So with that, I think that kind of wraps up my review on the No Choice wallet. I will leave a link in the description below so you can pick this up if you're interested. We'll see you at the next review.